Hey everybody, welcome to Trading Capital's exclusive analysis. In today's video, we're discussing natural gas and oil. I am just shocked. Wow. I love it. I absolutely love this price action in natural gas. They don't call it the Widowmaker for nothing. It was down over 9% today at the lows, basically making a low of 225 on the charts. Just absolutely look at that fall from grace. A high of 366 all the way down to this. This is just astonishing price action in this commodity. It's as if we're no longer going to be using it. No one needs it. The demand is just not there. But what's interesting is this is the zone where you have to start building long positions in. Even just for a small, quick technical snapback bounce to this pivot, is probably very likely. A retesting of this channel is probably very likely. And look at the buyers that stepped in today, forming a low around that 225, 226 mark, and buyers just started buying it up all day. Yum, 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 yum. Eat, eat, eat. And certainly we were eating here at Trading Capital. We were buying our fair share of UNG. I also day traded this on the live stream. So anybody that tuned into our Trading Capital Inc. live stream on YouTube and TradingView, you would have banked with us. We bought UNG this morning, like 4 or 5 minutes in at 9:54 on the charts. And then just take a look at this intraday action. Bought it at 954. You had a small rally, pullback, made a higher low, and then it was just off to the races. We also accumulated a little bit with my members today, so building up a nice position in UNG. Now, the thing about UNG is that we still don't have a full position in natural gas because there's always a chance the Widowmaker can absolutely go lower. Is it my base case that it's going to go lower? No. At some point, you have to dive into the trade on the long and the short side, and this is certainly a dive in on the long side with both hands because the risk to reward, you're favoring a bounce. Like, can it go lower and actually test these pivots? Absolutely. If it does, I would not mind because it just means I get to accumulate a little bit more in a commodity that I know is really not going anywhere in our society. Now, believe it or not, there's still a massive gap fill at the 220 level that could technically be filled, but this is going to be likely yield a bounce off of this level, and then we'll just have to reassess from there. The low might not be in, but this is a pretty confident low, especially when you start looking at some of the volume trends. You can't really see it on this chart, but if I pull up, say, the UNG chart, look at the daily volume on this UNG chart that was just traded today. Holy 40.5 million shares. That's smelling like a potential capitulation bottom to me, doesn't it to you? At least I know I'm included in some of that buy volume really at the lows of the session. So natural gas, yet again, continues to surprise people. Look at this RSI. The weekly RSI still could go lower, believe it or not, but you are making lower price action on UNG, higher weekly RSI. So this low on the RSI was put back all the way right over here in January at the beginning of the year. And look where we're trading. UNG does have some decay, so you have to be mindful of that, but definitely an interesting spot to start building a position on the long side. And that's certainly what we're doing. I just feel bad for the people that were buying, say, Boyle, the levered ETF, really near pretty much the highs of that trade, thinking it was going to break out to the upside. If you were buying Boyle, this is what's so dangerous about these levered ETFs in these commodities. Natural gas moves like it's already 2 or 3 times levered, and then you throw 3 times leverage on top. You're looking at a 63% drawdown in a couple weeks that you could be under. So hopefully no one from Trading Capital's viewership is there, underwater substantially, but it's definitely been a crazy price action session in the Widowmaker itself. Let's move along to quickly to discuss oil in this video. So WTI crude moving up off of the lows. So that's showing some positivity. It's still inside of this big bearish bar. I'm expecting one more retest of the low, and then you need to make a higher low. The price action, I think, is going to test this area, and that could be the reversal spot for a long. So I think the price action that is likely to play out here is maybe a little bit of a double bottom retest. If the double bottom holds, then I think we could actually rally back to the 76 area, which would be a pretty decent sized retrace in the grand scheme of things. So the retrace would basically take you back to this COVID trend line, major pivot in 2020 to pivot to pivot. So I think that's where the retrace would likely be in the price action in crude oil. And that would infer an upside of roughly, let's just see right here, potentially 6-7% bounce to the upside in crude oil. So let's just see. I might be a buyer at these lows if we get a back test of support and make that little bit of a higher low potential or double bottom hold. So I want to see the volume come in. I want to see how the energy commodities and ETFs react as a whole. So there's lots to potentially watch there. On that note, please give this video a big like down below. Definitely visit my Trading Capital subscription service at tradingcapital.ca. We host a swing trading and day trading service. We just executed 4 new trades today, and we took a lot of profits live trading, and things are looking a little bit to the upside here for our members and accounts. On that note, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you on the charts a bit later.